show or some like facade, if you will. I say that with an amount of knowledge that I've looked into it, but still with some ignorance as it relates to the current standing of those fighting to get subpoena power. I just know as at this particular moment, it's not successful. The Inspector General, whose name is Ed Hans, comes from a place in this country, I believe Albuquerque, New Mexico, where they did have subpoena power. I interviewed him at one point just to get his an understanding of where he was as it relates to coming into Louisville and running such, leading such positions such as Inspector General on the Office of Inspector General, which once again sits with the board of Civilian Review Board, looking over these cases. On the Facebook post, it states it's beginning to look a lot like Breeway. I type that ironically because it's not. The lights you see here, I'm gonna wait for this traffic to go by. The lights that you see here tells me it's beginning to look like the city of Louisville that pulled a rug over a lot of things that happened for many, many months during many months of civil unrest. Now, despite an attempt from the city to put some sort of plaque down here that wasn't approved of by many, there is nothing down here that you will find that pays honor to the civil unrest, those who stood up for it, the family of Breonna Taylor, and those who lost their life, either directly or indirectly. I was going to talk about that too, Matthew. I'm going to answer your question in just a minute. In the middle here is a tree, amongst the other trees that are lit up to it that have always been here. I remember there was an article that was stating that the tree was donated from a certain family for I forget what street and I forget what corner, but it's caged in with a little barricade around it. I don't know if it's for security purposes or aesthetics, but you know, whatever. I appreciate it, Xavier. I'll try.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on. That was our introduction there to tonight's episode, and that came from Maxwell Mitchell. Follow Maxwell on Facebook, Maxwell Mitchell, Mitchell. One of the absolute best live streamers in the country. And if you really want to do a dive into the unrest that Maxwell was talking about there briefly, his channel is an absolute, or his Facebook page is an absolutely perfect place to do so. Hello, everybody. Thank you for clicking on, and thank you for spending a few minutes here. I wanted to start with that, not only to direct you to Maxwell's page, because I believe he deserves exposure for the talents he has, but also to remind everyone that justice is being served in some capacity in Louisville, but there are still some injustices that people are working to correct. And it's not only in Louisville, but of course I've got a fondness for Louisville, and we've been following it, documenting it for as long as we've been a channel. So again, I totally get what Maxwell was saying there. It looks beautiful, but it is putting makeup onto something, trying to disguise a scar that is still there, or a wound that possibly hasn't even begun to scar over. So I wanted to start with that and say hello to everybody, and plus I wanted to give you a look at downtown Louisville if you've never seen it. Hot mess summer. Hi, Summer. Yeah. Mike, how are you? Feisty Mama. I'm starting at the bottom and going up here as far as the chat. Hello, Grant. Good morning to you. Is this supposed to be audio only, Doofus? We can't see the clip you're playing? You couldn't see the clip? Okay. No, it wasn't supposed to be audio only. Herb Peddler, how are you? Hi, Just Joan. Jungle Jane. Lipru. Guy Bassett, how are you? Thank you, everybody, for clicking on. Thank you, those that are watching. Feisty Mama. That's kind of the impression I get too, Summer. Louisville is good at putting makeup on BS, and no, we haven't begun to heal. This city won't let us. No clip. We didn't see it. Okay. Crap. I shut it down. Hold on just a second. Let me pull it back up, because let me see if I can find it real quick here, because I would like for you to see it. So hang with me just for a second here. And no, hopefully it will pop back up. It's not going to do it. I'll tell you what I will do. Producing on the go here. As when I get to something else and something else is up, I'll go back and find that, because while Maxwell does a good job with the dialogue, a great job with the dialogue, Louisville is a wonderful city. Mayor has brought peace to the city. Knowles Gig, ACB. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Greatly appreciate it. Let's hopefully, Max, the mayor's involved in corruption. You need to do a better job on your research. Was there a new mayor elected? Hi, Bunny. Was there a new mayor elected, Summer? Not John, should say Max. Okay. Was there a new Los Angeles here? Occupy till I come. Thank you, Los Angeles. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody on the West Coast. It is currently 11:11 on the eastern part of the country, 10:11 Central Time, 9:11 Mountain, and 8:11 on the Pacific Coast. And we do thank you, each and every one of you, for joining wherever you are watching from, and also those that are watching the replay the next day, since we're on rather late, especially those of you on the eastern part of the country. We do thank you. Greenberg will be the new mayor, and he's no better, to be all the way honest with you. He's involved in jeez. Most successful politicians are, because in order to be a successful politician, normally it takes a whole bunch of money. But that's a whole different episode, and we'll get to that at some point. Right now, though, let's get to what's going on breaking news-wise, as we always kind of start out our show with here. Here's what's going on as far as the mainstream media. New York Times headline is same-sex marriage bill passes Senate after bipartisan breakthrough. Reuters headline, Oath Keepers found guilty of sedition in U.S. Capitol attack plot. CNBC says congressional leaders cleared the way for a bipartisan bill to avert a railroad strike. NPR is talking about the strong thunderstorms and tornadoes predicted across parts of the South. CNN's headline is the Supreme Court hears Texas challenge to Biden's immigration and deportation policy. Los Angeles Times, Riverside's Black Friday horror. A catfished teen, 28-year-old law enforcement officer, killed 3 people and then was killed in a shootout with law enforcement. So that's what's going on as far as the mainstream and headlines. as far as what's happening with Twitter's gone a little bit different. In case you haven't noticed, if you are on Twitter, you've probably noticed. I'm not on. I've said this a lot. I'm only on Twitter normally, just to collect information, and I don't communicate on there a lot. I happened to get on there today and find out that there was apparently a hack, and I forgot to add it to my bookmarks. So I'm doing it now. It appears there was a hack, and possibly personal data of customers might have been compromised. So that's something you might want to consider if you're a Twitter user, and you might want to change your passwords. Just something to think about, as we do on here. Cunning Stunt's here. Hi, Cunning Stunt. We are going to do something. We're going to have our two reporters come up tonight. Cunning Stunt and GA from CA, when GA gets here. We're going to have them come up tonight and give us a report on what's been, not really a report. We're just, the three of us are going to talk about what's been happening, and they're going to kind of fill me in, and I'll have some questions, and it'll be great. So stick around for it. In the meantime, here's what's happening in Twitter world. Hold on a second. Why are none of the there? Is that? Yeah, we can. Yeah, I've got a few minutes. GA from CA. I've got a new studio I'm working in, and I just figured out that things haven't been showing. So I hope I've got it figured out. Yeah, it'll be a few minutes. So here is what's going on as far as my Twitter scroll. Here's our Twitter feed for the night. Begins with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. They've finalized their divorce after coming to an agreement regarding child custody and property arrangements. Kanye West was ordered to pay Kim Kardashian $200,000 per month in child support. $200,000 a month. I don't know. I'm. It's just something to think about. Just the amount. I mean, unless my book gets developed. By developed, it means I'm talking to somebody right now that might know somebody that might want to option the book to make it into a movie, like, Netflix, whatever. Anyway, if that were to develop, I would make over $200,000 in the rest of my life. Possibly significantly more, depending on how good the movie was. By the way, speaking of which, here's the book. It is American Land of the Greed, Home of the Grave. You can get it in the description below. There's a link to it on Amazon, or you can get an autographed copy from me, which is only $25, which includes shipping and handling, which is about $7, by the way. So if you want to do that, email me, americandufus@gmail.com. Now back to what we're talking about here. As I said, I probably won't make over $200,000 in the rest of my life. And a lot of you watching may not either. And they're talking about $200,000 a month just for child support. What do they do with those kids? I mean, are they shipping them up? Are they shooting them up in one of Elon Musk's rockets for $70,000? 200,000? I don't know. It's just something to think about. Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes found guilty of seditious conspiracy in the January 6th Capitol attack. We mentioned that earlier. Four other defendants, or I think it was three other defendants, also found guilty of plotting to unleash political violence to prevent the inauguration of President Biden. So now that is done, that is a victory for the Department of Justice, if you will, and we will see where this leads. If this is something that begins dominoes falling, if you will. Normally that's the case. You get the first conviction, and then people start wanting to get plea deals, and they start wanting to talk, whereas in the past they've been reluctant to do so. So we'll see how this goes. If this is an upward prosecution, if now that they have pled guilty, people above them, leading up to and possibly including the former president, if they start ratting, or if it leads downward and it leads to mass convictions, mass arrests, as we often see over time. Who knows what's going to develop? We'll just have to wait and see. I was going to say, as we often see happen in European countries, where mass arrests of potentially dangerous opposition forces to the government. And could that lead that way? Probably not. I'm guessing it's going to go up. But I don't know if I'd be associating with any right-wing militias, honestly. And if I was associated with them, I'd probably be pulling back, because that's not it. That was a really important set of convictions that happened today, as we will see moving forward, in my opinion. Just something to think about. Russia's Wagner Group, or Wagner Group, recruits prisoners in Africa to fight against Ukraine. You remember our good friend Chris, who he's been on here more times than any other guest in the show's history. Our military and counterterrorism expert, anything that goes boom. He's talked a lot about the Wagner Group and their lack of following the rules, so to say. Wagner Group is releasing rebels from jails in Central African Republic and sending them overseas, including to Ukraine's Donbass. And this is according to the Daily Beast. The Wagner Group, or Wagner Group, has been operating in Central African Republic for years. Again, Chris told us all about all this. And he was the first one that introduced us to the Wagner Group. 2018, Russian journalists Okan Deshelmel and Alexander Rostorogov and Kirill Rodchenko were killed in the Central African Republic after investigating the Wagner Group's activities in the country. So that's something you're probably not going to hear on mainstream, that it's getting to a point where Russia's private army, and that's what the Wagner Group is. It's an armed private militia, not part of the Russian army. They're releasing prisoners from Africa in order to fight, and it's not really surprised, because they've got a big influence down there. They are Russia's private army. Okay, Kyle Rittenhouse was trending earlier. He posted something and was immediately attacked repeatedly. He posted that If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. From John 15, chapter 18th verse. And then he says, all the harassment I received make me wonder if it would have been easier to stay quiet about my values and beliefs. But then I remember that God sent his son Jesus, who experienced the hatred of the world first. And I'm not going to comment on that. I'm just giving you something to think about. Here is one of the responses from Kenneth Ray McLean, combat veteran here. Just a perspective. If you arrived armed to a place where violence is happening, prepared for violence, and you engage in violence, there is no self-defense. You are in fact a willing combatant. If you do this without being sanctioned by a government outside of a combat zone, you are also in fact a terrorist. We had other words for armed civilians operating outside the military as well. Insurgent. If your recourse to the terrorist is to look up the criminal history of the victims, it is no different than looking up the criminal past of everyone that died on 9/11 in order to justify the hijackers. This kid was illegal all the way around, and this poopy is ridiculous. That was two opinions there to think about. Senate poised to pass the Respect for Marriage Act, which would enshrine marriage equality into federal law. They're trying to do it before the Supreme Court's ruling on DOMA. Marriage equality into federal law, granting protections to same-sex and to interracial couples, because that has been threatened as well. The bipartisan measure would repeal the Defense of Marriage Act, which was passed, defining marriage as being only between one man and one woman. And the man who is accused of killing 10 black people at a Buffalo supermarket in May has pleaded guilty to all state charges. He's charged with federal hate crimes as well, and he may face the death penalty. And that's what's going on. That's what's happening in my Twitter bookmarks for today. We also mentioned earlier that strong thunderstorms and potential tornadoes going on. I've been monitoring that a lot today. My youngest daughter, I should say. My youngest daughter lives in Louisiana, and massive amount of storms in that area today. One of the people we've been watching, I want to draw attention to, is storm chaser Vince Walletti. Vince is still chasing. There is, as you can see over here, just to the south and to the east of smoother than a fresh jar of Skippy, talking about Jackson, Mississippi. There is a potential tornado threat. This is a PDS, a potentially dangerous storm. Has a tornado warning on it right now. And Vince, storm chaser Vince Walletti, is still out there chasing that. So thankfully my daughter and my grandkids and her husband and everybody around them are okay. Seem to have either gone to the south of them or to the north of them, south and east of them, or north and east of them. So I'm personally pretty thankful for that. And as I said, hold on just a second. There we go. Hopefully no one lost their life. However, the facts are, we know pretty certain that people were trapped in their houses. We had reports of that. So there is structural damage and property damage, and thoughts and prayers. Wish we could do more than that, but positive vibrations, positive thoughts, and of course those of us that are praying types will be hopefully praying for those. And again, hopefully there was no loss of life. Okay, in the opening we did Maxwell Mitchell, and was not showing.
General, on the
Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm not. If you want to hear the whole thing, and I would recommend doing so. Visit Maxwell Mitchell, Maxwell Mitchell on Facebook. Subscribe. Again, if you really would like to get in depth as to what happened in Louisville, the videos of Maxwell, the videos of Summer Dickerson, the videos of Jason. I forgot Jason's last name, and there were so many people that streamed everything, so that there was a record of everything. And again, this looks really beautiful. If you weren't aware of what had happened 2+ years ago, and if you weren't aware of 2+ years ago, you would just think, wow, what a really nice, beautiful Christmas display. But there's more to the story, as there often is, and so there. And I apologize for not realizing that was not shown at the beginning. So that is corrected. And again, thank you all for watching. It is Late Night America on the American Doofus channel for a Tuesday night. GA from CA is going to be coming up here in just a couple of minutes, as well as Cunning Stunt. And we're going to be talking about what has been happening since our last episode on here. I wanted to share this with you real quick before we get Cunning and GA up here. This is a map of Indiana, a digitally constructed map out of wood that you can purchase, but that's not why it's up here. Reason it's up here, Lori Arnold has court tomorrow, and Lori is from up here, okay, this part of the state up here, up in there where we just were. She's traveling all the way down. She got to travel all the way down here to Owen County, which is right down here. This is Illinois over here. So Lori is basically making a diagonal across a majority of the state of Indiana, and it's for a court date tomorrow morning. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, and possibly to give you a look at a map in case you haven't seen one in a while, just to remind you of where things are kind of positioned. Right here is the state of Indiana, basically just south of Chicago. Get off of there. Just south of Chicago, right down here to Kentucky, up over here, and up to Ohio and back across. So that's how big Indiana is compared to the rest of the country, from Maine to California. And A reminder again, all those storms are right at the moment down here in this area, stretching up to Kentucky, by the way. So keep an eye on that. We will throughout the rest of the night. In the meantime, hello, Game Dev. Hello, baby. Oomph. Hello. Let me run back up here. Summer, you have court tomorrow. Good luck. Good luck. Lori Arnold heading back to Indiana tonight. She has court tomorrow. Yes. Hello, Tupelo. Curtis Cardwell. Hello. All right. GA. Hi, Laura. Lori's rolling on my other screen. Okay, I didn't know Lori was live. Laura, tell her hello and best of luck from the American Doofus channel in her court date tomorrow. So let me pop this in here. Okay, and GA and Cunning, if you want to click on the links there, we'll get you up here. Hi, Leperu. Again, thank you all for being on here, and we'll talk just a little bit about what's been happening. Lori Arnold tomorrow morning at 8:30 down in Owen County. I think Spencer, if I remember my 5th grade Indiana geography, we had to memorize where all the counties were and what all the county seats were here in Indiana. I think Spencer is the county seat of Owen County. I'm not sure. Okay. You don't see it? Okay, it says can't post message to some channels. Hold on, no link showing. Hold on. As I said, I've got new YouTube. You should be able to read and reply. Facebook, if you're watching on Facebook, hello, and you should also be able to see, but I can't see what you're doing. Maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, no, it's my person. Okay, I need to move it to the public page, and people will be able to respond on Facebook, and I'll see it there too. For some reason, it's gone too long, I guess, to be on Twitter. Let me try it again. There we go. Did it pop up? There we go. I think it's showing now. Let me get that off of there. Okay, there's GA from CA, and we'll see if Cunning sees it. There it is. Okay, yes. All right. Excellent. All right. Now let me see how to do this the best way. Okay. And well.
Oh, that's me.
There you go.
I'm just not showing you my face tonight.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
You got boy band hair going on tonight, dude. Like that little bang thing in the front. I like it.
Oh, okay. I was just getting ready to tuck it in.
No, it looks good. It looks good. You look all trendy and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where's our Cunning?
Cunning,
Where's
are you there?
Girl?
I'm here.
Hi, Lolo.
Hi, Barry.
Hey, Lolo.
Hi, Cunning. Hi, GA. Thank you both for being here. I can't figure out how to get both of you up here. for some
That's okay.
reason.
Neither one of us is showing our faces. So
I noticed that. Okay, so
can
just
they
so you
hear us,
know,
though?
can everybody hear them?
Hello?
Can everybody hear them?
Oh, Lolo can hear me. I think Lolo can hear me.
She says yay, GA with a heart. Hi, all. We can hear them. Okay, all right, good. They can hear you. So we're not doing character. This is not character unlock. We're not. This
No.
is not. This is two of the lovely ladies that watch this show on a regular basis and also have been following everything that's been going on, have agreed to kind of fill me in when I can't keep track of everything. And that's what we're doing tonight. I hear them, but who is who?
This is Georgia.
Okay, that's Georgia. Cunning, go ahead.
Oh, hi. Hey, y'all. This is Cunning. Hello.
Okay. All right.
We sound
Can you
alike.
tell them? Yeah, I was going to say, can you tell them apart? Oh, Guy Bassett's got the popcorn out.
Pop.
Hi, She-Hulk. Thank you for being here. All right. Thank you, Sissy. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to my mods, and thanks to everybody in the chat. I wanted to say that earlier, and I forgot to say it. I've been on some different streams today, and there are some absolute idiots in some of the chats. And I'm very thankful that the majority of people that are in our chats are intelligent people, despite the fact that we get in fights and there's disagreements and stuff. The majority of people are at least adult, and I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for watching. So last time I was on, Telescope had just read what actually happened, and I think a lot of people got a scope of what actually went on, possibly for the first time. Has there been any kind of blowback or reaction from all of that? Either one?
Georgia. I mean, there has been, but it just continues. Like, I think that he opened a lot of people's eyes. And I think, that people, when they hear that, that they will do some further research and maybe rethink their stance. I don't know. But the blowback it doesn't seem to come like we want it to. Things have been said and done on certain channels that they shouldn't even be up, honestly, after the things that have happened. So I really don't know. Honestly, I mean, I can tell you that it hasn't stopped certain people, a lot of 76ers, from going into a certain rodent stream and chads. They're
Okay.
definitely supporting him, laughing along with him, egging it on. I mean, some pretty prominent 76ers, I will say. I did post a link on my Twitter with some screenshots, if anyone really wants to know who, but I'm not gonna, I'm not here to like call names and stuff. It's
Right.
Very much.
But
Georgia, what do you think?
Georgia? Did we lose Georgia? Hello?
Georgia, don't you bring me on here and then leave me. I will kick your butt.
Georgia.
Come on,
All right. Maybe she's not there. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll drop her out, and hopefully she comes back.
Oh, there she is.
Oh, is she there? Georgia, are you there?
Because I'm an effing idiot. Okay, am I back?
Yes, you are.
Jesus Christ! I have been talking to myself. I've been talking to myself and running over Cunning for like the last 5 minutes. Okay, so two things that really hit me. Number one, the blowback on Telescope was immediate. They know the 1770 side, the chat has completely rejected him. They don't want anything to do with him. They think what he did was sick. And that floors me. The second thing that I've seen, and it's actually in your chat if you look at it, there's a lot of, this is all old, why are we talking about this? And the reason why we're talking about it is because it was never properly dealt with. Many of you may think that is only the one person that Telescope was talking about, and it was not. At the same time, there were two. The difference is that when everyone found out about number two, he knew he was going to harm the movement if he stayed, and he left. This one didn't want to leave, and didn't make him leave. And when he comes back soon, he will always be welcome here.
You're cutting in and out a little bit, Georgia.
Say that again.
You're cutting out a little bit.
God damn it! I'm gonna try.
That's our Georgia.
Did you say that that Santa is happy to have him back?
Yes, she did.
Okay,
Santa has said that several times.
Okay, let me drop this link back in because she just disappeared.
Okay, can I keep talking?
Absolutely. You go ahead and talk.
I would love to say why we're still talking about it. The reason we're still talking about it is because it continues on. That's why. Bandit has been on Mag's panel recently. He was welcomed with arms. He's still in their chats. He was just on Red's panel. That's why Telescope was so upset. And he's in their chats and he's mods for them. It is not over. He's still on the LLC.
Correct.
With the other thing. So, I mean, no, it is not over. It's not old news. It continues on. No matter how much you say that it's old news, it's just not true because it continues. He just the other day on Red's stream blamed his victim flat out.
And completely 100% denied everything.
Yes, he did. And Telescope asked him straight out, he said, "Do you have any empathy for her?" And Bandit said, "Hell no. Why should I have empathy?" That was his response. So that's the reason, to me, and probably Georgia too, you want to know why it's still continuing? That's why. Because they're still continuing it. I mean,
you've got on one hand, you've got survivors, Barry, that cannot and will not let this go. And then on my side, you've got an empath that feels so deeply for these women that are so hurting every time somebody makes a joke of it or says he didn't do it or we're lying about it. I have no problem saying, right, it's irrelevant, get over it. It's
move on.
Move on. Yeah, that one's good. Okay, we'll move on, and you quit adding pedophiles to your group because I'm not sure if you're aware, and I won't give any names at all, but there have been up to as many as 6 to 7 in this group. We only have documentation, legal documentation, and we're only talking about these first two. There are many more.
First two have been the first two have convictions against them, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And I think you've seen Renra's video, yeah. So there's no denying that. That is not made up by a child.
The way it was presented to the public by the 1776 movement was that it was a one-time incident, that it was a complete lie, and it was the ex-wife's attempt to get back at Bandit.
Correct.
And that's why it was, well, then the truth actually comes out. It's been going on for 3 years.
Right.
That it was incredibly significant that he pled guilty in order not to have to serve an incredibly long sentence.
Right. He was looking at, I think, 60 years.
Right.
And people say to him, well, if you're not guilty, why didn't you fight it? And I still feel that way. Nobody on the planet is going to jail for 9 years because they're afraid of 60 when they're being accused of what he's being accused of. He pled guilty. He did that shit.
Yeah, and he knew when he pled guilty and took the plea, he knew that it also meant a lifetime sentence for him as well. He is supposed to register forever. Yeah. And that's because of what he is and what he did. That's the reason.
Laura just said in the chat, the refusal to assign blame to Bandit is a welcome sign to more of them. And that was my next answer to why won't we stop?
Exactly.
And that's it. All they want are numbers right now. They don't give a shit who is coming in. They just want people. And if they couldn't
that to me is the bigger
exactly.
That to me is the bigger picture. Yep. Is that they are willing to accept just about anybody.
Yep.
Okay, so do you see this as a potential insurrectionist movement, that it is more important to be willing to commit treason than it is if you're a pedophile?
I go back and forth. And Cunning, give your opinion if you like as well. My opinion on some days is these people are too fucking stupid to find their way out of paper bags, so I don't worry about them. But then they're trying to spread into other states. They've got Indiana, Ohio, and Florida. We know, and an event going on down in Florida this weekend. So I think there's a part of that group. There. Do what?
The potential is definitely there because they are violent. They've shown themselves to be very violent and willing to lie and willing to do anything for whatever.
They're more willing now. They're more willing now than they were 6 months ago. Their tone is changing. They're becoming more violent.
Or are they just becoming more honest?
Yeah. Because you may be right. You may be right.
Very well said. Yeah.
Because the facades are slipping away. Are we actually just starting to possibly see who they really have been all along?
100%.
Well, I mean, Georgia, tell him what happened today with DOA.
Hold on just a second. I just want to give everybody something to think about. If you are starting a group and you start the group by making a known sex offender a leader in your group, what is the end goal of this group? Because the end goal is not finding willing Christians. The end goal
it's bodies no matter what.
It is,
exactly.
And that should be a wake-up call, in my opinion.
That's a good point, Barry.
It might be. It might be for some. Yeah.
Everybody, we're getting caught up on the fact that there are pedophiles involved, which is a legitimate thing to get caught up on. But
Right.
Yeah.
are we losing? Are we losing a possible view of the forest by focusing just on one tree?
Yeah. I mean, I think you're absolutely right. Like I'm I'm hyper focused. I'm a survivor, and
And there's nothing wrong
I
with that.
followed. Yeah, no, but I know what you're saying though. So I'm aware of that, and
Okay.
that makes me like, open my eyes a little more. And you're absolutely right. Like for me, they're they're like a slow growing cancer. They might make it, they might not, but the potential is there. And the potential is for violence, whether it's against kids, whether it's against anyone standing against them, saying anything about them. You know, they're
Mm-hmm.
violent. They're violent, and
Okay.
they're gonna fight like any way they can, underhanded, lie, use, and abuse the system, whatever. But so God forbid, like that they ever get any kind of power or grow enough. I mean, it's bad enough the way they are, that because I mean, they allowed pedophiles to be around children that shouldn't have
Right.
been, and that's dangerous. But what else are they capable of? Like that terrifies me. It
They
terrifies me because their
did you hear the
mindset.
news today, Barry? What we found out
What
today?
news?
Okay.
Probably
So
not.
so Ant had to call the Berkeley County Court for something, I think, to get money back on his latest bond or something. I'm not entirely positive, but he had to
Defender
call the court,
Vance.
and he was asking. They said, no, all we have for you is 3 charges, and they're closed. And he said, no, there were 6, and then my trespassing or something else like that. And they said no. And he kind of argued back and forth with the woman. What he found out was 3 ROs against him had been applied for and denied that we and he never knew about. Guess who? Want to guess who?
Uh,
David Riddell,
okay.
David Valentine,
That's Big
Indiana
D. Is that
Bob. So
okay?
David Riddell is Santa. David Valentine is Yellow Sizzler from
Oh.
J6.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh.
Bob is what is he? Their treasurer or some shit? He's on the board.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's on the
And
board.
they were all denied. All 3 were denied, and Aunt never even knew about them.
Wow. And that's the first time that we've kind of heard of David
David.
Rydell
Yep.
involving himself, correct?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
And at this
And
point, that's pure pettiness. At this point,
at this point, they're being dropped, and what it's doing to these
oh my God.
4 people. I don't care if you don't like them. What it's doing to these 4 people is costing them money and time.
That's
It's
kind
not
of why.
stopping them. We're
Yeah.
not stopping.
That's kind of why I showed what I showed at the beginning.
Right.
That what Lori has to go through.
Right.
Just
Go ahead,
for this.
slap another one on there, and you know what? We raised $3,000 for Ant in 2 hours. Okay, we can do it again if we have to. We'd much rather not have to, but that's all they're doing is trying to hit them financially, mostly because Berkeley County is corrupt. Now, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow in Indiana.
That's what I
don't
was
know
about to say. Let's see what happens tomorrow here in Indiana.
I have no clue. I don't know anything about. I don't know how that RO was even filed, much less accepted. Have you read that shit?
Well, I don't think it's been accepted. I think that's what the hearing is tomorrow.
I think so too. I think it's an
To see
application.
it,
Yep.
yeah, I think it's just an application, and tomorrow it's to see if it's justified.
Why
And,
didn't they just say to them? Why didn't they just say to them, "This is bullshit"? Laugh at her and hand it back to her. Do they have to? Do they have to take it? I mean, it was such complete crap.
I cannot answer that.
I don't know.
As to why a court or law enforcement accepts what they accept and declines what they decline, because I know there are
Well,
people that have had fairly legitimate cases
Exactly.
yeah.
that have had ROs and POs declined.
I
So
had a violent ex-husband I couldn't get one against, you know? I mean, it happens every day. How did they even, no, we know how they got Berkeley
They knew
County. I don't know
someone.
how Indiana happened. How does a dog file restraining orders? Okay. Come on. Christ. 2 dogs and Indiana Bob tomorrow.
2
It's
dogs.
ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He filed ROs on behalf of his dogs.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up.
I was not aware of this at all.
Yeah, they did. 2
They
dogs,
filed
She-Hawk.
2 dogs.
2
Yes.
dogs and him.
DOGS.
Yes.
Yes.
Like
He's seeking
Woof,
ROs.
woof.
Doofus
Yeah.
dog and
Dog.
Spike and
Yep.
and
Yep. No, real dogs, Summer.
real
dogs.
dogs.
Actual dogs.
Okay.
Yep. Seriously. I shit you not, my friend.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't get
Wow.
I didn't get to see I know, and that's what everybody's been talking about. Freedom Pedos LLC. That was good, Jim. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. I think that's her first one that she's got tomorrow is Indiana Bob.
And then after that, do we know? Is it the dogs next up, or?
I don't know. I don't know. Does he have to bring them to court? Do they have
Now-
to
Do they
talk?
have it? I want to know if they have attorneys.
My dog is smart enough that she would get up there and somehow convey that, yeah, get rid of doofus, all right?
And my cat would get up there and turn her back on you and stick her butt up in your face.
Well, my cat would do pretty much the same.
So the whole point is, this is all everything they're doing back to the Fab Four, the counter protesters, whatever you want to call them, is ridiculous, and we're not going to stop. We're not out there with them, but we're all right there. We're all right there doing everything we can to help them and push them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
And-
we've talked on here many times about people that just watch and only watch and aren't involved in the chats or aren't involved in behind the scenes stuff.
There's
a
a ton
that goes on behind the scenes. That people
there's
just
a
aren't
ton of
aware
intel that goes on that I don't know shit about. I just know the 2022 domestic terrorist summer camp part of it.
No, that's a Sparky Madness title.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
But
I was calling it Patriots or Pedos.
Oh
So-
God! Somebody in the chat said, outlaws or something. Patriot Pedos LLC.
Hot Mess Summer is going to be starting her show here in a few minutes. So
All right.
after we're done,
Yep.
we're not shutting off. But after
Okay.
we're done, after party over at Summers. If you're not at Lori's, and if Lori's not still alive, just to let everybody know.
There was
Summer.
another issue
Okay.
that Cunning, do you want to go over the J6 speaker Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just an interesting fact that for the J6 people there, for Thanksgiving, they had the big thing, and Byrne brought down a bus with some people on it, and they had, a big Thanksgiving feast outside the jail and everything. So the main person that was handling it all from inside the jail, he's an inmate, and his name is Sean McHugh, and he is believe it or not, he's
No,
another
no.
Guess
Hold
what he
on, hold
is?
on.
Guess what he
He's not
is,
a
Barry? Guess
he's
what he
not a
is?
he's not a sex offender. He's not a
Yes,
pedophile.
sir. Yes, sir.
I
No.
swear to God.
Oh no, it
He
gets worse. It
No.
gets
yeah.
Come on.
worse. It gets worse.
That's just yeah, you
Yeah,
can, oh.
it gets
That's who
worse.
That's
they chose. It's who
that's
they
horrible.
chose.
That's horrible script writing. You know,
I
you
know.
It's the
I mean that's
worst.
just
And I
like
don't understand these people why they don't get the problem with I really I don't know. But I mean,
Well, tell him what they did.
he really is
No, he
is
100%
he
is. You
was
can Google him,
yes. Yeah,
and
he
he led the prayer, Barry. He led the prayer.
he led the
O-
prayer, and then they had a young boy come up, a young boy, and sing
Young
to him. Yeah, they
over the
did. They
phone.
had a young boy come up. It's on their
over the
videos and
phone.
their live
Over the
streams.
phone. Because I was going to ask, how did he lead
Yeah,
the
over the
prayer if
phone.
he was in
Yeah,
over the phone?
Over the phone.
yeah,
What's
he
his
was
name?
on the phone.
What's his
His
Sean.
name
name is
again?
Sean McHugh, and he was it was he
S
pled
C
down to
A.
statutory
SEAN.
SEAN,
Okay.
uh-huh,
M
and it's
C.
MCHUGH.
Oh, make Hugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
McHugh. Yes.
M
he
C
was. I
S E
believe he
A
was.
N M C H U G H.
Yeah, you can
Okay.
Google
Uh-huh.
him, but I'm pretty sure he was 23 with a 14-year-old girl. Oh yeah,
Yes.
Game Dev says his record is on the website that Game Dev opened up. He added a blog that has all of his convictions.
Yeah.
Hey, there's
So,
Lori Arnold.
Lori, hi,
Lori,
Lori.
we love you.
Love you, girl.
Good luck with the restraining orders by the dogs
By the
tomorrow.
dogs.
God. Oh, my
I'm
dog.
Mike
sorry.
is my witness, she says. I'm dead.
That's
I'm dead.
awesome.
GA
Okay.
just died.
Now, I've met Spike personally, and I'll personally vouch for Spike's
I will.
integrity when he comes
I
to
will vouch for Spike
testifying for
Tifa.
Lori tomorrow.
Yep. Spike needs to get an RO. Yep. Spike Tifa.
Oh
But
my
yeah, that's who
God.
they had a sex offender lead the prayer on Thanksgiving Day. They had a small, maybe 7, 8, 9-year-old boy sing to him over the phone. And you just can't make this shit up anymore. Like
Yeah.
how much more I don't know how much more idiocy we can take.
Yeah. I don't,
And
I just don't get it, honestly.
yeah, and
And
then
Barry, let me tell you, I started out watching the, this time last year, I was a conservative, okay?
Mhm.
Always had been. And I
and
started
then she
out
met
watching,
me.
then I met her. No. Well, I started out watching the Canadian convoy, okay? And
Mhm.
then when that flowed into, the United States convoys, I followed that and TPC. And then when it, broke up and all the stuff, and then I was following 1776 as well. And then what happened was I I heard about Bandit. I did my own research and I was appalled. And I started asking questions in the chats where I had been friends with these people, for since the 2020 riots, really. And I was shut down. I was shamed. I was attacked and blocked immediately. And
And she was
that's when
on
I
their
found,
side. She was on
yeah,
their side when they did that to
definitely,
her.
definitely. I just wanted to know,
Mhm.
and I was aware that he had been kicked out of GPC. So, you know, I mean, I wanted to know, obviously. So that's how I was treated. And then since then, I mean, I'm no longer a conservative or a Republican. I cannot stand with a side that has these viewpoints and these the way the hypocrisy, and the claiming to be Christians, and the vileness that goes on along with that. I can no longer, I don't want anything to do with anything like that. So I've been learning a lot and growing, and my mind is open, and I'm in a different place now. So that's a good thing. Plus I met a lot of wonderful people, and Georgia especially.
That's
So,
my girl.
it's worth
That's
it.
my
It's
girl.
worth it.
We have, and that's the one good thing that has come out of this movement, and you've talked to Sparky about it, and we've talked about it a couple of times, is that, there are a ton of people in your chat right now, and I'm going to pick on one. Lori Arnold and I have literally one thing in common, and I love her dearly. I don't care that Lori is a formerly crazy right-winger. I am obviously not. I adore Lori and her passion and her dedication and her heart for this. And there are probably 20 other women, including Cunning and Sparky and Wendy and all of these other people that we now know each other. We would never have met. We would never.
Yeah.
A lot of communities have kind of
good and bad.
Came up out of all of this.
Yeah,
good and bad. Yeah. Good and bad.
And I can
so many wonderful people.
I try to be open-minded like Cunning, but I'm not. I can't.
At least you're honest.
I'm trying. I do try to listen. No, let's back up. 90% of it sounds like conspiracy theories to me, so I just go like, what the fuck? You people actually believe that? But I try. And I still love these women because of the common ground, because of the issue that we've come together on that means as much to them as it does to Cunning and I. Yeah. And Lori and AP. Dear God, AP. I love that girl.
I love you, AP.
We love you, AP. JMet and DOA. I mean,
yes.
If here's the deal. If Cunning and I could leave our houses, we would take an RV, because I've picked one out. It has twin beds in the back, like Lucy and Ricky. Okay,
Lucy and
Ethel. I'm gonna buy it here, and I'm gonna leave here, and I'm gonna pick her up, and we're gonna drive across the country and pick people up on the way. We'll pick you up, doofus.
Okay.
And then we're gonna go hang out with in DC.
The only question. Okay, wait. Who gets the twin beds if you're picking everybody up? Because by the time you get to Indiana, there's going to be like 27 people in the,
y'all will have to
in the RV.
It's gonna be a convoy.
A convoy of one vehicle, or
no. Bring your own.
Bring your own. Okay, all right.
Cunning and I will be in the RV if you need us.
All right, you and Cunning got yourselves taken care of.
We got us.
Everybody else we're picking up along the way.
It's going to be the party house, and we're going to be the good convoy. We're going to convoy to DC and hang out and find AP and DOA and Lori and JMet.
Convoy to DC to stand out there and say, "Hey, good job, y'all."
Yeah. Well, we wouldn't go that far.
Have an American flag and say,
"Yeah," because I don't think any of us really think the government's doing that well.
Okay.
Even though I'm a
overstepped a little bit.
How
about we show up and say, "Look, you really could do better, and you better be hearing us and starting to do better, because we're all fed up with all of you."
Yeah,
something like
we
that.
are paying attention.
We are paying attention.
I have an exact plan for them, but I'm sure they won't listen. I have it all worked out. So
all right, ladies. Thank you both for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Are you comfortable doing this? Like, we'll do this like once a week or so. Are you?
Yeah,
this is fun. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We'll have to not be boring. So and not.
Oh no, you
Same old
weren't
thing.
boring. I'm sure you weren't. No, you weren't boring at all.
Okay,
Let's see
Barry,
what
Barry,
let's see
if I
what the
could,
chat says.
yeah, should we do
yeah,
it
I was
again,
gonna
guys?
say, I
What do you
wanted
think,
to say
chat?
something.
Yeah, that's Cunning
Absolutely.
Stunt Riddle.
Go ahead, Cunning.
Um,
And hey, wait a minute. I sincerely, I apologize. The one night I was dyslexic with your name, I didn't even realize I had done it. I didn't realize I had done it until
oh,
the
Well, you know,
next day
that's
that's
one of the
when I had
nicest
tons of.
things I've been called.
right,
So,
and
you know,
that's what I call her.
listen, yeah, listen, my name is set up so that if you do turn it around, it's still a compliment. So
Good.
it's all
Okay.
good.
All right. All right. All right.
Sorry. It's all good. I love it when that happens. It's fun. It's, it's words. I don't know. So, well, I need to say something because I have not been given a chance on Red's
Oh yeah.
channel. And I need to address it because whenever something is said about me on Red's channel, I'm timed out by the mods so that I cannot respond in any way. And
Okay.
so I just want to put it out there and let everyone know. Yes, he did. Yesterday or the day before, it's all run together. He did say that he was going to rape my daughter, and he did mean it as. Here's the thing: I don't have a daughter. I've never had a daughter. And Red, what happened was, I want to clear it up with him. I hope he's listening.
Jeez.
Red, you're confusing it. One night you were in Doofus's chat, and all I said was, I saw that you were driving under the influence, Red. My niece was hit by someone under the influence. She was pregnant and driving with her 4 sons, and she was killed, and they watched her die. And I said, Red, please don't drive under the influence, just so you don't hurt yourself or others. And I think that he got that confused, and then he thinks I have a daughter.
Idiot.
So I just want everyone to know, because a lot of people reached out and were very offended and upset. And it is a horrible thing, and it still hurt me because, I'm human. But, I do not have a daughter. And it's just the things he says, they're not true. They're not based on anything real. So,
well, he did say something real about me the other day, but I'm not going to repeat it here.
So yeah, I wanted to put that out there because I never have a chance to respond to Red, with the things he accuses me of. And I don't know where he gets his intel or whatever, but just I don't know, do better. I don't know. So just all you people out there that reached out to me, and I love you, and it's okay. But I do have some very strong big sons who are like, go right ahead, Red, bring it, like go keep on, so I mean, it's all good. It's all good. I just wanted to say that.
Lori, I love it. Convoy to DC weed tour. Except I can't
Hell
smoke
yeah.
weed. But we're on it.
Weed Tifa.
That's just where I was heading to end the show.
Thank you, Barry.
Thanks for
Sorry
having
about
us,
that.
Barry.
No. Hold on a second, because I got to find it.
Oh God. Do the DOA one. Have you heard the new one? The funk one? That's DOA. There's a new one.
No, by Baldy Banks.
Baldy Banks. Oh wait, no. I think Jerry did
Garcia.
Jerry Garcia, IA.
Yeah, I think so. It's DOA and it's a funk version
of Weed Tifa.
Yes. D.
Cool.
OA. Defender of ants.
They're geniuses.
Hold on.
All those guys are geniuses.
See if you can find it.
Yeah, I will. In the meantime, let me share.
Hey,
Um,
Curtis. Hey, Lipru. Hey,
I'm
Nurse
not reading
Queen.
chat, but hi, all
Hey,
y'all.
Rumrose. Hey, Lori.
thank you for reading chat while I'm doing this and
From this
saying
I
hi to everybody.
know.
Hey, from
Telescope.
this I know.
Telescope. We were hoping you would.
Telescope,
Telescope.
We
Hey,
my
were hoping you
hero.
would.
telescope.
Telescope. We were hoping you would be here. Did you hear us talk about you? He might not be here still. Yeah.
Well, he'll know. Somebody.
Yeah. That may be why he's here.
There it
There you
is.
go. Do, 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 do.
Yeah.
Wait, that's still Weed
Tor-
Tifa.
There we go.
There's a group out there called
Called
76. They claim to be neutral, but they're mostly dicks. Made up of all the last round picks, trying to get by, living off no clicks.
Are you dancing? I'm dancing.
Just
been
super.
Intel Tifa, there's a snooper. They said that you used a bug for a pooper. They blast it out every time you make looper. Wizzy wig, what you see is what you get. You might be the biggest fucking douchebag yet. So this review was to everyone you meet. Insurrectionist loser, try to act so sweet.
Oh man, I need the Joshy flops.
Driving down the road, one is round and you know you're not China.
It's coming.
Let's all go and smoke some reefer. Which Tifa? Dropping voodoo in their asses, Tifa. Oreo, this is what the left does. Feel like a broken record if the
Guys,
was.
guys, where's my phone?
On a cigar. Does anyone believe you didn't vandalize your car? No. Big D punched out a tree. He raised a lot of debt to pay his legal fees. Now he's brand new jalopy. Naughty Aubrey saving him some seconds so sloppy. Mag America, nerd extraordinaire. The bottom of your head is where you keep your hair. Limited abilities at your calling card. Looking at your website. Laugh so hard, tell the dude's dumb as hell. Every time he makes a movie, takes another L. Dude's a bottom feeder, he's not a salad eater. Doesn't like to be referred to as a pedal cult leader. Let's
Not a salad eater. I'd never heard that before.
bitch Tifa and voodoo on their asses, Tifa. Screaming Steve, you gotta be a little hoarse. Yelling doesn't make a country change its course. All it look like more of a freak. Hurry on by, they don't stop. Flop a job. And you also
Flops.
got a hard on. Perhaps when you got arrested, all year you probably got a rat's nest chilling up in that beard. Golden chariot, first Judd Mangler. Wanna be Santa Claus, except a little ang. You made a spin up when you got the boot. You gotta keep the grip, you gotta snap the loop. Last but not least, it's your girl Corinne. Born again party girl living on the fringe. Just looking for some place to belong where they don't give a shit about her pussy song.
Oh my God.
And she actually has a song.
Oh God, don't play it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mary.
No. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do
Not
it.
done that. Wouldn't be prudent.
Wouldn't be.
Oh God.
I
The other one
can't find the other one.
is called Defender of Ants Funk Mix.
Okay. got it.
Let's all go and
You got it?
I think so. All right, that was Baldy Banks and Jerry Garcia. And let's see. Let me see if I can pull this up. Oops,
The pineapple
seems like
one
one of your
with the-
streams is having connection issues. Okay,
Am I
somebody
here?
cut me off there. You're still there, GA.
Cunning.
Something happened.
Oh, we lost her.
Yeah. Okay.
She ran
Here
away.
we go. Let's see if we can get this to work. Are we up? I haven't seen this.
Oh, we're
he's the king of content, proves it every day. Defender of us. Often he's the subject of the convict rants. DOA, the defender of ants. Pedos see him coming and they shit their pants. He been the main subject of many YouTube brands. He beat the charge in the courtroom for growing who like poop like Winnie. He got the legal knowledge like my cousin Vinny. Jury nullify, he gonna get by. Sidestep a legal trap no matter how hard they try. He's not making life for the convicts convenient. Talking mad shit, you know I laughed when I seen it. Thorn in the side, yeah he's twisting the panties of Oreo's grannies. They all look like Manny's. And wild in the chat, posting wrong information and dumb shit like that. But enough about the Shelly 5-0. If you wanna unban them, you can cash at me, ho. Everybody, this is how legends are made. Defender of ants. Pedos see him coming, they start shitting their pants. DOA, he's the king of content, proves it every day. Defender of ants. Often he's the subject of the convict rants. The ants go marching one by one, conducting serious business, but he makes it fun. He went to Bunker Hill and made him run, run, run. He got Santa so heated, Billy pulled out a gun. Chased by a convoy, brake check on the freeway. Treads melting down over whatever he said. AP, Lori, we Tifa too. They're not looking at me, no, they're looking at you. Staying on the line, they ain't crossing. Throwing out 37 hang a row, just enjoying the cool summer breeze. Something about Jalen and warm cottage cheese. But enough about the subject. Tell me who's the winner of the streamer wars. It's not Golden Chariot or Jersey J. Fuck a Frankie Bobby talking DOA. DOA. Everybody, this is how legends are made. Defender of ants. Pedos see him coming, they start shit in their pants. DOA, he's the king of content, proves it every Defender of ants.
I had not heard that. Defender of Ants, the funk mix. Okay. That was, let's see there. Jerry Garcia. Indeed. Jerry Garcia, Defender of Ants, the funk mix. And, hello, I'm back up here. GA, you still there? Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Oh,
All
okay,
right.
good. Yeah, I fell off my bed. I had to get back up.
Okay, I had not heard that.
Thanks for playing it. Isn't that
My
funny?
my pleasure. My pleasure. And again, thank you for coming on.
Yep.
And thanks to Cunning Stunt for coming on
Say it very carefully.
very carefully. And we'll have you ladies back on again in a few days. All
All right,
right.
sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you. So what do you think, chat? What do you think about we didn't unlock them? No, no, no. And you can't tell their voices apart, so you're not going to know who said what. Cunning Stunt and GA from CA. Our two reporters, if you will, our two amateur reporters. A plus to the ladies. Thank you, Grant. I got timed out for saying unlike the smart comments that mock and humiliate the chuds at Jim Nalgren. You getting timed out here? I adore these ladies, and I'm sure they know. Yes, from this I know. Great job. It was entertaining. Thanks, Telescope. Yeah, we'll have them back on in a few days, and thank you to them. We'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. We'll be on at 11 p.m. Now, depending on what happens with Lori Arnold tomorrow, depending on what trek she takes back to her home base, we may be able to meet up at some point tomorrow. Lori Arnold and I might. Who knows? So if you see a sudden, that's why you need to subscribe and hit that bell so you know when we're on, just in case stuff like that happens. But if not, and even if so, we'll still be on tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Mountain, and 8 p.m. Pacific. And next thing I'm going to do is get something done with this camera. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I should just leave it fuzzy. Maybe I look better out of focus. Thank you all so much for being here. Okay, thanks, Telescope. We'll find out what's going on with Max Flower. Thank you from this, I know. Always appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Curtis. Thank you, Mike Hunt. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Lori Arnold, good luck tomorrow in all sincerity, Lori. And you got my number. Text me after it's all over, and we'll see if we can't meet up, and I'll buy you some lunch, and we'll have a conversation. Until then, I love y'all. Thank you so very much. Email me if you'd like to get a signed copy of the book, America, Land of the Greed, Home of the Grave. It is a good read. I believe it to be a good read anyway, and I hope you will too. And everybody that's read it's given good reviews. So, americandufus at gmail.com is the email, and Cashapp is $ American Dufus, AMERICANDUFUS, all one word. And until tomorrow night, have a great evening. I love you all. Be blessed. It is a dark world, and it just seems to keep getting darker. So do try to be a light. Love y'all. Sincerely. Thank you to the ladies. Thank you to the gentlemen. Thank you to everybody watching on replay in the morning. We'll see you soon. It's the American Doofus channel. This has been another edition of Late Night America.